Okay, hello everybody, welcome back. We continue our adventure here of What Remains of Edith Finch. I recommend checking out the first episode, but just a quick recap. We're playing as Edith Finch, and something happened to our family, but not our recent family, it's just down the family line that have lived in this house. They've all died, and I feel like they've died in mysterious ways, in ways that have never really been answered, and I think we're just trying to figure out what happened. We found out what happened to our family member, Molly. It was quite interesting. Now let's keep discovering the house here. We did make it outside the window. That was her room right there. We did end up seeing a kitty cat. That could have been Molly for all we know. Reincarnated as a kitty cat. And now we're outside here. I think we're gonna try to make it into another room. I don't think I can go back. Let me try it. No, I can't. Because I didn't know going into that room with all the whales was gonna lead me here. And then I kind of wanted to keep discovering the rest of the house first. We might have a chance to go back.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
I wonder why.
So, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Is that a coincidence? I think not. Oh, do you guys see that over there? It's broken. So this is where we traveled as a cat. In the night time. I don't know. I just have a feeling, y'all, that she possibly fell from her window. It's very unfortunate. Okay, we're making it back inside. Cool.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
There's a lot of that going on. Your mom didn't like this. She was maybe a little bit more strict, didn't want to hear about the past. Where Edie was a little bit more of the chill, on the chill side. She did seem to have some kind of medical condition because she has this here. And she had her wheelchair. Alright, let's take a look around before we exit. Stephen Eddy. I know we saw that on the map here. Or our family tree. At the very bottom on the leaf it says Stephen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I wonder what that means.
Her room is like a museum.
Odin. Yeah, this feels like a museum. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. But I like rooms like this. What do we have here?
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
I'm sorry, was that it?
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Ingeborg and Johan. I gotta see if that's on the family tree. Ingeborg, that kind of sounds...
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Sir, I think it was a house.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh no.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Odin's daughter, Edie. That's her. Oh, so that was a husband, Stephen. Molly was a daughter.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Oh, so maybe that's why they kept Molly's room, because that was the grandma's daughter that ended up dying. And then Odin was the grandfather, or the father of Edie. Sorry, I'm throwing a lot of names out there. I hope you guys are catching on, because that's what I'm trying to do.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay. So Odin, I can see why. That was her father.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So you were the first one, huh? Yeah, there's Stephen. That was a husband. And then Edie was a daughter. Oh no, Edie ended up dying in 2010 too. Hold on. Our mother died in 2016. I'm assuming Milton died in 2003 because that's when he went missing, right? And then we lost Lewis in 2010. This is all very, very interesting. Whoever recommended this, thank you so much. This is This is very cool. I'm still trying to catch on. Everything that's going on, that's why I keep repeating it till like it sticks, and I hope you guys are as well. I'm gonna take my time. I'll probably make shorter videos, but there's gonna be a lot more exploration. Oh, there's Lewis. That was her brother, right? Like Edith's brother. There was Gus, Don, Walter. There's a lot of names. Who was Barbara? I need to see this. Barbara, where are you, Barbara? 1944. Was that another daughter of Edie? I think it was, because Molly's there, and then they had Barbara. And then they had Calvin and Sam and Walter. Is this all the kids she ended up having? No, it couldn't have been. Because Edith, which is the character that we're playing, was the daughter of Dawn. And Dawn's right there. So these are probably grandkids. Actually, I don't know. Well, yeah. Lewis, Milton, and Edith are the grandkids. Because Dawn had him. Who's Gus, though? And Gregory. There's Gregory and Gus. Okay, we'll figure it out eventually. Oh, who is this?
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Huh. Oh, she was a
Edie
painter.
knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
So you like gloves, okay. Maybe that's why she's wearing them. But at the very beginning, it looks like it kind of looks like a cast. You know, like when you break your arm or something. Maybe something's gonna happen here where she breaks her arm. I don't know, yeah, I would have liked a grandma like this. I didn't really grow up with my family, different country and all. But every time I see family stuff like this, like, oh man, I wish I could have experienced something like that. Are you guys like that, or did you grow up with family as well? I'm just curious to know. I can't be the only one, right? Mole man beneath the Finch house. What the hell is
Edie
that?
gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
I don't know why Edie just seemed like so cool.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Edith Jr. So we're not the Edith. So man, this is gonna be hard because is there another Edith somewhere? Unless we're named after Edie. Maybe that's why they called her Edie, because her name's actually Edith, or we're named after her. That would make sense. Again, I'm just trying to understand.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire. I would put that up too. Built in 1937, Stephen Finch. Yeah, he's the one that made the home, right? I remember that we saw the name downstairs and I forgot already.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh. We saw that outside, right. Is that what ended up killing him? Dragon kills Finch, yeah. Man, that would have been a cool slide. Don't tell me she caught him when he was falling. And she kept that as a memory? Maybe. Oh, that sucks, man. That was her grandpa, right? Wow. I don't even, like, this is not my family, but I'm feeling for them.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Wow. I love that, by the way. And the home in the back. Oh, that's so cool. I would like to learn how to do these and like give it to people or something. I see a lot of people online, I don't know if people do this out of sincerity, you know, if they're doing it because they care, but I've seen videos and those are probably my favorite and like one of the few things online that I really like. There's a lot of junk on there where people write something really nice and they give it to random people and then they just leave. And it's something like, I know that you're going through a hard time, like keep pushing forward. Things like that. And like it gets to people because we're all going through it, right? Life is not easy. We're all going through something. And I think we have to be more understanding of that. And I don't know why I feel like being online, we've kind of forgotten a little bit of how to be just humans. We've kind of disconnected between one another. It's a nice way to communicate with one another, but it's almost like at the same time we've forgotten how to communicate with one another. But it would be cool to make some of those like that and just write something cute on it. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but life's too short. Why not? She had a lot of medication too. And I know those perfumes were from like the 40s or like the early 1900s. Those are cool. My mom had one of those. And my mom was not old. Bring those back, please. I like the squishy thing. I don't know what it's called. Okay, I wanted to see if I could exit over here. I think we saw everything in here. We've taken our time. Steven was her grandpa. Was that his room? I also appreciate how these are decorated. I kind of feel like doing something on my door now. We can't go in there, unfortunately. Wow. Oh, this is
the only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Grandpa
It was
Sam's.
a pretty big trace.
This is kind of gross. Unless, yeah, how are you, how did you clean this up? Yeah, I don't know. The bathroom's one of those things that you just can't, like, I've seen bathrooms with carpets in it, y'all. But I guess she liked it because she kept it. You know, everybody each to their own. If you can handle it, you can handle it. I don't really want to judge. I like seeing homes that are like, you can tell they've been lived in. Wow. But a nice way to not show the reflection. Another locked thing. There's a Secret in This Bathroom by Steven and Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the controllers right.
It's hidden in this book.
There's a lot of secrets to this. To this house. Wait, I wanted to see if I could open that door. Let me go back. Wait, but it looks like it's sealed. Let's check it out. We got time. Nice boots, girl. I like boots like that. Yeah, it's sealed. Was this one of those rooms that the mother sealed up, which is so weird. But at the same time, everybody's family is different, y'all. If anything I've learned in this life is that whatever you're living through, everybody's living through it differently. Alright, who's this? Somebody took a selfie. Calvin Finch. I guess another family member that died. The swing that we saw. And a deer. What is that in the background, though?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Who's Sam? I also have actually a camera with film. It was my parents, and there's a lot of pictures that I have not developed. I plan to do that once I have a little bit more money. Let me look at this real quick. Who was Sam? So Odin is the first person. Ingeborg was the wife, and she ended up dying, right? With the baby. I don't think he remarried, right? Because if Ingeborg died, and the baby died. Unless they already had a baby, which was Eddie, Edith #1, and she married Steven. So Eddie ended up having Molly, Barbara, Calvin, and Sam. And Walter? I think so, because I'm looking at the years and all when they were born, it's pretty close to each other. I'm assuming Kay is somebody married, and then they ended up having Don, Gus, and Gregory. Oh, that's why Eddie is a great-grandmother. She's not the grandmother. Okay. I think I'm getting I think I'm catching along. So Sam's the one with the camera. And Steven gave his son, Sam, unless Sam's the girl, because it can be for both or whatever. I'm assuming that this was Sam? I took a selfie. Possibly. Do you guys, have you ever gone, I think it's like in those vintage or like antique stores or even like at thrift shops, you can find like pictures of people from back in the days and they're like in black and white. There's something about pictures. I've always loved taking pictures. It's why I thought about becoming a photographer or even going into film and stuff, because there's just something about it. Because there's something about capturing a moment and then looking at it, especially those pictures from black and white ones from like back in the day. This was a while ago now. You don't know what was going on in that moment, right? But it's a captured moment and there's some feeling about that, and knowing that that person might possibly be dead now, even the way that they dressed and the way that buildings used to look like before, it's just, there's something about it. And I know I actually follow somebody on Instagram that they look for pictures like that and they've posted them, and there's something about it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm a terrible person to explain things, but this is how I'm feeling about this story, right? You and me, unless you've already played this game, we're new to this, and it's giving me some kind of feeling that I don't know how to explain. It's almost like I feel for them. What is that? It kind of threw me off guard. Anyways, I'm gonna keep moving forward here. That's a lot of pictures, man. I don't know how to crawl. Oh, I just gotta keep going forward. Okay. There's a lot of bottles and stuff. Milton. Oh, we're going into the room. Was this Steven's room? Or was this Milton's room? Oh, Sam and Calvin. Those were the Edith #1. That was her kids. You see what I mean? Like capturing moments like that. I don't know, this is making me want to go on a trip or something and get my camera out. I haven't used it in a while. Mainly because I haven't developed any like that. I have a lot of those kind of stored away. Yeah, Sam's the one that had all of this. Look, the camera's right here. My camera doesn't look like that, of course. It's a camera from like the 80s. Samuel Finch. Orcas Island Region High School. Okay, so the kid ended up growing up. We haven't really heard much about Calvin. That's me, right? I keep hearing things, but I'm just kind of brushing them off as like noises from the house. Kind of like what you do in your own house, right? I know I do. So this is blocked off. I can't go over there. Or
I
maybe
knew Grandpa
I can.
Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Oh, so he was your grandpa, Sam and Calvin. No, did he end up dying? Well, yeah, he ended up dying. When though? Let me check. Okay, so obviously they're twins. They were born in the same year. Oh yeah, Calvin ended up dying when he was 11. And then Sam died almost like 20 something years later. Oh my god, Sam was only 33. I like that we're focusing on like, I don't know if y'all realize, but like we started with Odin and then we're kind of moving up as opposed to our family and then moving down. I guess it kind of makes sense to go up the tree, right? 1944, 1960. Barbara was only 16 and Molly was only 10. Everybody's dying pretty young. This is so cute though. Look at them. Now I can go over here. Can I? Anything I could check out? Yes. No. More secrets, I see. No. Go back. Hold on, I'm not done with this room. I was just out of curiosity what was there. I guess we can't open this door because it's sealed as well. Can I look through the peeky? No, I can't. Okay, hold on. What happened to you, Calvin?
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, I'm on the swing. Woo! I got a broken foot. Woo! I can use both feet. Okay. Alright.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Oh no. Because Sam's the one with the camera. Am I gonna go flying?
Sam, come in. Dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
That's why it's broken, isn't it?
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
He wouldn't felt so entitled to do it.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
It's not
I
your
think
fault.
he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand a
Calvin's
little
story
bit.
felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
That's a terrible place to put that tree, that right there, but who would have ever thought of that happening?
Funeral. Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Is that why he died? Or how he died? I like how the game tells me where to go.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
For kids, yeah, that makes sense. Hold on, where do I want to go first? Let's check this out. Oh! I'm back outside the house again. Barbara. Oh, hello.
Edie's
Odin.
father, Odin, built the original house.
So he did, huh? Barbara liked Bigfoot.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Was she an actress? I want to go back. I want to go into Barbara's room. I think we have time for Barbara.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Yeah, she did act. That's so cool, having your own doll. I would love that. Yeah, her room's sealed up. I like the creative ways of having to make your way around the rooms.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
She was the one that was 16, right? The one that ended up dying. What happened?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
I'm doing
And as
this,
she
y'all.
found the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, I'm walking. This is so creative.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Can't see anything here. Oh. I'm about to be smacking people.
It rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh god. It's still me. This is the house. It's Halloween time. What the bloody hell's going on? Was this the room? Oh, this is Walter's room.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Smack him! Smack!
And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
The secret room.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
God, is this the voice of the killer? Am I going out the window too?
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and fight.
Wally's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Smack him!
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh God, I'm gonna go down there and he's not gonna be there, huh? That's how it is in all the stories. Alright, come on, Barbara. A little bit faster now. We got a killer here in the house. And gone.
Bookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Is this a copyrighted song?
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Somebody made that, huh? Wow.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I think we can gather from this that some of that was true. You know how the fans are. Some of them are just psychos. Very unfortunate, man. I like how, as we find out about the family members and their deaths, they're not very literal. They kind of tell a story. And we can kind of just get the realistic parts of that. And as you start to find out about their deaths and stuff, you kind of start to feel a little bit bad for them. You feel for them. You feel for this family. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna pause it here. We got 2 family members in this one. There's a couple more more to go. Several, actually. A couple when it comes to Eddie's family and all the kids that she had. Eventually, one of them married and had babies, and that's how, you know, all the grandkids were born, and then the kids such as Edith here and her brothers. But okay, y'all, we have a lot more to discover, more families to find out about. I'll catch you in the next one.